How's it going, guys? Ben here with Apex Props, and I got another problem. What the hell am I gonna do with all this? I've been printing helmets for as long as I've had that 3D printer, and every single helmet on that stand over there takes over a 1 kilogram roll of filament. I can't use the whole roll is the problem. Like, once I get down to here, these prints take so long for a helmet. Like here's a helmet I'm working on right now. This dome took 22 hours to print. I leave it overnight. I'm not trusting my printer over there to detect when I run out of filament. So like, once it gets down to the end like this, I take the roll off and I put a new one on because I don't trust it to detect when it runs out. So, as a consequence of that, I am left with tons of rolls of filament. Any of my big projects can't use them. So I've just been collecting them. There's 4, 5, I'm missing one, 6 rolls of filament that have been sitting in my cupboard useless for months. So I'm gonna figure out something to do with them. That's where this video comes in, because I've been scouring the internet for interesting, fun, wacky, and actually quite useful files that I'm going to use to 3D print using these leftover rolls. So that's what we're gonna do in this video. Alrighty folks, we're over here on the computer for our first file. This is what I got. This is a USB thumb drive / SD card / micro SD card holder. Since I started filming these videos, I am quickly running into a storage issue for all of these different storage formats. Our first roll should be enough to completely finish this print, and then we'll be good. Yeah, so I'm going to be printing in a 0.2 millimeter layer height. I think that should be plenty for us. Wall thickness, 1.2 mil sounds good. 10% infill. I'm going to set my infill pattern probably to cubic. Cubic's my favorite. Now, printing temperature, this depends on your printer, this depends on the plastic you like. For example, I use 2 main brands. I use a Pryline PLA and I use Hatchbox PLA. Hatchbox likes a higher temperature, so that's why I've got it set to 220, whereas if I'm printing with Pryline, I'm going to probably take that down to 210. So for this print, I'm going to be using Hatchbox PLA. I'm going to set this to 220. Print speed, I'm going to keep around 40 millimeters per second, otherwise my printer gets quite sloppy. This model doesn't require any support. I'm going to turn it off. Let's come down here, click slice. That's going to take 4 hours and 20 minutes. So we're going to come down, click save to removable drive. I'm going to remove my drive. Now we're going to head over to the printer, load it up, and start printing. Almost done roll number 1. First roll's nearly out. Getting ready for the pit stop. 3, 2, 1, go! First one's all done, folks. She's all done, folks. Print number 1.
My SD card slash USB rack turned out pretty friggin' awesome if I do say so myself. Print quality, really good, very happy with it. The micro SD card slots are too small. USB gaps, perfect size. Same with the SD cards, everything fits perfect. Got my Lego drive, I got my weird screwed up PCB only drive. You know, I can even put my audio recorder in this thing, which is pretty sweet. Lego USB drive. I guess now all that's left is to move on to print number 2.
Print number 2, folks. Ready to see it? Here we go. Dun dun. Alright, this is a split up MA5C rifle, I believe, from Halo. I've scaled it way back. It's going to be pretty small. This is a desk ornament. When this is printed, this gun will be about 15 centimeters long. It's going to sit on my shelf next to my Magnum. Here are the settings. 0.15 millimeter layer height. This is a small model. I want to capture that detail. Printing temperature, I'm going to drop this down to 210. Print speed, I've dropped from 40 to 32. Supports, this model definitely needs support. Anywhere that you see red is where support is needed. For small angles like this, I'm going to click on the model. I'm going to click this button down here. I'm going to add these cubes. Now these are support blockers, and that's basically going to prevent any support from forming there. Now I know my printer pretty good. I know it can do overhangs like this that are a certain size, so I'm just going to block that support because I know I don't need it. Next setting down here, we've got build plate adhesion. I'm going to put a brim on. These are small parts. I don't want them falling over during printing, so that brim's going to help them stick. 3.5 hours, 19 grams of filament estimated. Let's head over to the printer. Alrighty guys, we're out in the shop now, got all the parts printed out. 3 little guys like this. They turned out really good, I'm very happy with them. I've been using a combination of little pliers, this needle file to poke at things, and this pair of like flush cutters to trim off the support. I've already done a decent amount of work, kind of around the scope I've trimmed off, and I've started hollowing out the registration keyholes. Is I kind of poke at it with the needle file, get it to break off, poke it down the middle, and then I pull out a little bit. And then I can check to see if the hole is big enough. And that one actually worked out really good. So now that should be enough. Now I can slide the 2 pieces together. And now I can go all the way around the pieces, clearing out the support, kind of sanding off the corners where the prints touch the print bed, and then I can glue this whole thing together.
It's so cute. Look how small it is. It's baby's first fully automatic rifle. It's awesome. You know, it turned out really good. Print quality is average. No real complaints. Some of the little details certainly didn't turn out great, but that's just because it's super small. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I've done literally the bare minimum of work on this thing. I glued it together and I kinda sanded the seams. So it's pretty rough. Maybe I'll paint it, maybe I won't. But it's really cute. And you could do this with any 3D model you find for another gun. I could take this, I could take my full-sized Magnum revolver, I could scale this down to the same scale as this, and I could have a miniature Halo weapons collection, which would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll look into that. Wow. Quarantine hair. I'm really happy with this. Is it useful? No. Doesn't have to be. I've already got this thing for my usefulness out of this. This is just friggin' cool to have. I can hang it on my wall. I'm gonna put it up on my shelf right now. MA5C assault rifle from Halo, roughly 15 centimeter scale. Pretty happy with it. Got one more print to go.
Alrighty folks, this is our last print for the day. These are missing pieces for some of my other helmets. So this big guy right here, this is the flashlight for Commander Cody. The piece that I made for my helmet originally fell off. That's what this is going to be. These two things right here are the clone breather. Kind of right in those center pieces. I never put them in on Jesse. I just forgot to print them. So I'm finally doing that. It's going to take 7 hours 50 minutes with the settings I've got set up. So I'm printing with a 0.1 mil layer height. Print speed, going to drop this right to 30. Cool, 8 hours 15 minutes is what we're looking at. That should be plenty of time for me to get a whole bunch of other work done.
kinds of light, way more than you need. Even on a cloud.
7 hours later.
We now want to finish off the skeletons.
Alrighty guys, well, that's it for this time. We've got pretty much everything done that I set out to do. I was unable to finish Cody's flashlight in time, so we missed that, but rest assured that was printed. I'm gonna finish it up, glue it onto the helmet, maybe post a picture on Instagram. Make sure you're following me, I'll link in the description. But everything else I got done. Easily the best part of this was the USB SD card tray. I find myself using this a ton already. It's way easier to keep everything organized. Having a place for my USBs and my SD cards, awesome. Worked out great. Highly recommend it. This, different expectations for it obviously. That's not a functional print. I think it was just really cool, really fun to have. Like I said in my previous video, I'm addicted to Halo right now, so along with this goes pretty good with it. And the helmet pucks on Jesse, of course, look great. The helmet's finally, I can call it complete. Looks good down here. Now it finally looks good everywhere. So that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you get subscribed. Turn the bell on if you want. No pressure, but you should. To get notified for my next video, because the next couple of videos I'm pretty excited for. It's kind of going back to my roots as a foam smith. So make sure you get hyped for that. Get hyped for the next videos. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Apex out.